So many Protestant apologists are quite audacious behind their camera when attempting to refute Catholic apologists. They'll take shots at Catholic teaching. They'll mock Catholic apologists. They'll throw around accusations of quote-unquote man-made tradition, works-based salvation, and even Rome's false gospel. But when they come face-to-face with certain Catholic apologists, that confidence starts to slowly disappear real quick, and stuff starts to get real, almost too real. Protestants seem genuinely afraid to engage tough Catholic apologists. And when they do find the miraculous courage to do so, the exposure and embarrassment set in immediately. So before I reveal the Catholic apologists, whom I think Protestants avoid the most, I'm going to show you two Catholic heavyweights who are nearly impossible to answer in debates, and one Catholic YouTuber who personally put fear into me during an intense theological exchange. If you like content like this, please like and subscribe and consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/CatholicChristian. Thank you. Kevin Fernandez is one of the best Catholic apologists. He uses the stark precision of a Thomist while avoiding edifying twists of hyperbole. There is no other Catholic who steelmans the Protestant position as well as Kevin does. So much that he teaches Orthodox Protestants what they don't know. Practically no Protestant wants to step foot to Kevin Fernandez, and the very few that do, they usually leave the discussion reconsidering their Protestant position. Watch this clip as Kevin more or less stumps Miles from Canon and Creed, where he was left unable to answer.
So what are you asking me?
How would you read that? Because you kind of asked me how I would read Acts 2 or maybe other Acts passages. I'm saying, how would you read that? After having seen his miracles and having heard him speak already, why does this man not recognize God speaking in Christ and rather has to ask him, who is the Son of Man, so I can go and worship him or believe in him?
Yeah, I don't know. That's my honest answer off the top of my head.
So most Protestants who debate Kevin are those on Acts Twitter behind anonymity, because as you just saw, most would get exposed as mere keyboard apologists afraid of a virtual face-to-face. I do give much props to Miles, however, for being willing to enter the ring with Kevin. Now it starts to get really nasty, as the next Catholic apologist is considered the greatest Catholic debater. It's no surprise that James White and Ryan from NeedGod.net suffered setbacks when their wild claims that St. Ignatius of Antioch didn't exist and that Mark 16 doesn't belong in the Bible. Watch this clip of Joe Heshmire's recent debate with Jacob Hansen and tell me you wouldn't need a new set of drawers after Joe's cross-examination.
And the plain history indicates that there's no institution that has a continuous existence.
The plain history that the church began in 1965?
Well, the papacy as defined in Vatican I didn't exist.
Until 1965?
No.
So if you say the Catholic Church in the Middle Ages, doesn't that contradict the idea the Catholic Church didn't exist until 1870?
Okay.
It sounds like we kind of...
And this is where it gets personal. So I've been engaging in apologetics and debating for over 12 years. I don't claim anything, but there has been only one person in the hundreds and hundreds of tough apologists that I've debated where my heart started to race and I had to bring my absolute best lest I get embarrassed while others were watching and weighing in. I'm almost afraid of no one in debating. Jay Dyer doesn't scare me, and even Joe Heshmire doesn't scare me. But the one person who instantly put fear into me during a heated exchange was none other than Christian Wagner. So before I get into our exchange, watch the brilliance of Christian's knowledge pushing the envelope, where he more or less takes on two PhD theologians for nearly 2 hours.
Now, I would like to understand, within your own framework, using your own sort of tools and techniques that you have within your scholastic methodology, please can you explain to me these verses?
Yeah, it's easy. It's extremely easy. I already went over this in my opening statement. What you call nominal, we call notional. What you call predicative, we call essential. So it's the same question as when the Muslim or the Unitarian asks me, is the Father holy? Is the Father the Spirit? Is the Son holy? Is the Son a Spirit? Is the Holy Spirit holy? Is it a Spirit? Well, then you have three Holy Spirits. It's the same idea which is going on here. There's a sense in which God strictly refers to an absolute term, and there's a sense in which God particularly refers to the Father, and that is him as the aitios, auctor, however you want to put it, and in whatever linguistic framework you want to put it. So Damascene, Maximus, St. Cyril, and then all of the medieval Byzantine tradition until 20th century. This is how they read this.
I mean, okay. I mean, I don't. I guess I don't know. I do things in a different way. So I mean, I'd be looking for, is there textual evidence? In
Yeah,
I don't. I mean, it's hard for me to read.
Before we get to the one Catholic apologist that Protestants fear most, let me tell you about Christian and our very informal debate/exchange. It was regarding the authentic magisterial teaching on the death penalty being inadmissible per the Catholic Catechism and Fratelli Tutti. Initially, I was taking on about 5 or 6 guys in a Discord server. Then all of a sudden, Mr. Wagner made a surprise appearance. And when I saw the notification, quote, Christian Wagner typing, end quote, I instantly felt a sense of fear I have not had since I gotten into fistfights in middle school. I ended up crashing out and labeling his arguments as sedevacantist. Whoops.
That despicable pig. This is how he responds.
So Protestants, or anyone for that matter, who are thinking about bringing it to Christian Wagner, make sure you say a few prayers. And finally, the one Catholic apologist you've been waiting for. The one apologist that Protestants fear the most. The one guy who exposed James White's contradictions and nearly ended his career. The only man who can take down his opponents with puppets, Dr. Seuss books, leftover solo cups from last night's kegger, and getting intimate with couch pillows.
It is faith alone. Faith alone, taught by the Apostle Paul in Romans 3:28, is very important to recognize.
Yeah, so faith apart from works, that doesn't mean faith alone. This is Fuzz, Puffle Up, and Wrinkles. Right now, they're all together. If we take Fuzz here and we get rid of him, does that mean Puffle Up is alone because he's apart from Fuzz? No. No, because he's got Wrinkles here. The phrase apart from does not mean alone. I'm an idiot. I'm a dumb dummy. If you've been watching this channel and you did not get that, that's the thing. That's my character. I'm a moron. So like this pillow here, I could have unconditional love for this pillow. And it's a good pillow. It's real soft. Oh, you got to feel this pillow, man. We'll do it again over here. Oh, so soft.
So in all seriousness, though, Ferris at How to Be Christian is 100% absolutely positively the one Catholic, quote unquote, moron that all Protestants fear the most.
Some of you guys might know this. There's a Catholic gentleman who made a video trying to refute my teaching on Galatians 1, this exact passage. I'm not really responding to that. He just distorted my perspective. I would spend my whole time saying, that's not what I said, that's not what I said, that's not what I meant. And he was snarky and rude and mocking and arrogant and a bunch of other things that I just don't like responding to. So I'm not interested in all that.
Just a reminder, don't be the baby. Don't be the baby.
Any particular reason why you refuse to respond? Fear, insecurity, curious for explanation. Then as soon as I looked at it, it's a link. You know, I used to call him a kid, but I first responded to this person, How to Be Christian. And the arguments this person was putting out are really barely up to the level of noticeable or worthy of even commenting on because they're just so bad. Illogical, unbiblical, clearly doesn't know biblical languages, nothing like that. And then my recollection was after we sort of decimated a couple of his videos.
Ferris puts so much fear into his opponents that he has to, at times, let his dog Wrinkles fill in to give these Protestant apologists a chance to defend themselves.
Real faith shows itself through the works that accompany it. The faith that he expressed in God's promises was no mere intellectual assent, but a living and active thing which resulted in acts of love and submission.
But the verse clearly says faith if it does not have works. So the Bible talks about it as a possibility. Jordan B. Cooper says no, can't happen.
The dead faith is a faith that merely appears to be faith.
Oh, okay, Jordan. So a dead faith is a faith that merely appears to be faith. So that's how Jordan gets around the verse. It says faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. But Jordan says faith by itself, it does not have works, merely appears to be faith.
Illusory faith.
So,
The irony of Cooper's criteria for engaging apologists who have a calling is that Wrinkles received his PhD from Mutz and Cutts University and currently is the prefect for the Dicastery for Evangelization, where he targets only Protestant apologists with PhDs, with at least 500 books in the background of their videos. These Protestant apologists will use Ferris's humor, snark, and couch pillow love as excuses not to engage with him directly. But they know they are not only afraid of Ferris, they can't even refute a stuffed animal. I know firsthand. I personally know through experience when I debated this stupid mutt they call Wrinkles. Watch as a dog takes me to school. Who is your favorite Protestant apologist?
Jeff Durbin.
Really? Why Jeff?
Oh, I kind of thought it would be obvious. We're both puppets.
Wrinkles. Dude, bro, Jeff is a human being. He's not a puppet.
Oh, come on, Eric. It may be Jeff's mouth that we see moving, but we all know whose hand is up in there.
That's not very nice, Wrinkles.
What? He said it himself.
No way. He said that?
Yes, his exact words were, if anything is wrong in what I'm teaching you, you can blame him, referring to James White. I have the clip. I can play it for you.
Fine. Play the clip. Play the clip.
Pastor James is talking about how he'll look at me and from the congregation and give me. It is hard, I will say, having your teacher and your hero and your mentor always sort of sitting there watching you in the front row as you're teaching. It's really not fair. But there's a flip side to that coin. Because he's my teacher, my mentor, my hero of the faith, and all the rest, if anything is wrong in what I'm teaching, you can blame him. So, so there you go.
And that's why Ferris at How to Be Christian is by far the one Catholic Protestants are afraid of the most. Praise be Jesus and Mary. Please like and subscribe. Woof, woof.
We're going to need to watch that again.